I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. I told you I was going to come back, and I'm back, damn it. We are here to talk about Married to Medicine. This is the third episode, so I am officially all caught up after this. But we are here to talk about what went down in this third episode and the admission of the unraveling of a whole bunch of relationships, not just Simone and Cecil. When they got to the end of that damn episode, baby, Scott and Contessa are on ice. Even Heavenly popped up. Heavenly tried to say something was wrong with her and Damon. And Simone said, pipe down, bitch. This is about me. Simone had to let me finish, okay? Heaven was like, oh, you caught me. You caught me. I was almost about to give y'all the tea. This was an amazing episode. I don't know what happened. I don't know what pep talk was given in production, but they said, step up your game. Okay. And these ladies on the third episode, I'm already hooked. So come on in. Okay. Hey. Y'all know Clone is my real sister. Okay. We got the same mama, same daddy. No denying it. Okay. So make sure you guys say hello to her. She is a moderator. We also have Lady D Keys. She is back. Okay. She's also a moderator. Both of them are volunteering their time over here. Okay. Merry Christmas to everybody as well. Yes, Sherry, we are back, baby. So come on in, Crystal. So listen, let's get into it. I'm not going to hold y'all. It was an excellent episode. I got some pictures over there from Dr. Contessa Child. It looks like after the cameras left, Dr. Contessa had 8-Ball and MJG in the house, okay? Rapping and doing their thing over there. And Contessa had a couple of outfit changes, child. Here she is in this turquoise and got a little hair afro blown out over there. Big pimping, he's still big pimping. Scott is still big pimping, okay? But check them out. This party must have been the party of the century. Now, she said she spent $40K. Now, a lot of people was like, not on these decorations, okay? But if she had some celebrity guests up in that mother, okay, they didn't do it for free. So maybe that's where the money went. That's what I'm guessing. Come on in. Yes. So, she tried to trick us a little bit. They in on that part. You had to go look at some of the pictures. But Contessa, it opens with Contessa walking into this event space over there in Sandy Springs, Georgia. And she has on some sort of like purple sequence jumpsuit with her little afro going. And she invited Toya to the event space to walk her around and talk about stuff, really to talk about Scott. I don't know if people have the same opinion about Contessa that I do, but I think Contessa's a smidge bit cray-cray personally, just based on how people react to her. She gets some of the worst reactions out of people. And we remember, I forgot what that lady, that her housekeeper, when she called her a bitch, and she was like, bitch, I quit, and started laughing. I don't give a damn what happened to these kids. They can get to school, they cannot get to school, but today's my last month. Day. That might be why she got released from that hospital or that doctor's group too. Either way, Contessa, she complains a lot. She talks about everything that's going on in her life. And then like nothing, she forgets she said it, or she just don't expect you to bring it up. Okay. Just like Heavenly said at the end, Contessa will tell you the worst of her fucking life. And then when you're like, oh girl, maybe I'd have made up an escape plan for you. This is what we're going to do. She's like, well, what's the problem? She just wants people to hear and not give her any commentary or advice. You know what I'm saying? Sherry said that Scott and Contessa seem to be doing well. Well, let's talk about it, shall we? Shall we? Come on in, everybody. Hit the like button, share the video. I appreciate y'all. So anyway, y'all, she invites our girl Toya into the place. And Toya, she's walking Toya around and she says, listen, this is my last year of being 40. I'm going to be in the next journey, the next phase of life. And nobody has ever thrown me a birthday party. So I'm going to do it myself. This is how she presents it. And Toya's looking at her like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck you want me to do? And it didn't stop there. Okay. She goes on to say that, the nobody is Scott. Okay. She really wants Scott to everybody to know that out of all the years that she has been alive, and even though she loves surprise parties and she's gone to other people's surprise parties, nobody in her life has thought to throw her a surprise party. Okay. She wants to have her walk in and have a bunch of people scream happy birthday to her. You know what I'm saying? And she said, since that didn't happen, I'm about to do it fucking big. Okay. And she said that the theme is the players ball and there's all kinds of stuff going on in this party. And then she gives Toya the number. She said, I just dropped about 40 bands on this motherfucker. Okay. I done dropped $40,000 on this place. And Toya goes, you dropped what? And Toya spends money like it's water, okay, coming out of a faucet, like there's more to come. So she's like, why would you spend that kind of money on a party? And she's like, because it's mine and I want to, okay? So if you got Toya's eyebrows raised, you know something, right? But anyway, Toya decides to be a bug in her ear because she figured, hell, you invited me here. I might as well ask you who's on the guest list. And if it's Heavenly, you might want to take her off the list. You saw what happened at the last event that we went to, okay? So go on ahead and take that heifer off the list if you want to have a good surprise, if you want to have a good party, period. Because Heavenly's going to destroy this. Heavenly's going to make this bad. And then, look, Miss Contessa said, listen, I would like to think that all of you heifers would be able to mind your P's and Q's. This event is for me, not for y'all. So everybody's invited. I'm not going to disinvite anybody. So it's that on that, right? I thought it was funny. I told y'all, people act like Toya is not a shit starter. I've been saying it forever. The way Toya just says things and it just rolls off the tongue so easy. Telling somebody else not to invite somebody to a party. Do you have any idea how heads would roll on any other Black show? In particular, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yes, Toya spends everything. Anyway, after that, what happens? We are over at Quad and King's, okay? Really, really Quads. And King just happens to be invited because he already said that's not his house. He's not putting any money on it and he's not moving in that month, okay? So, so he's sitting there eating, I don't know, fried rice and pork chops or something. Have no clue what it is. I do have a question for y'all though, because I don't want to be too hard on King if I'm reading something wrong. I can't tell if he's just a little uncomfortable being on camera or if he's just awkward. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he awkward on camera or does it get better? I don't know. Because right now, when he's on, he reminds me of Dr. G. I said this the other day and I'm going to stick with it. Some of the jokes that he make, some of the things that he says to Quad, honestly feels exactly like Dr. G. And Quad did not have a tolerance for that type of shit. Like, if he would make off-color jokes, she would be like, okay, are you really joking about this? Like, she would jump down his throat real quick. And then, I don't know. He just seems rude as hell, and he just puts me in the mind of Dr. G. But listen, people said that y'all think he's uncomfortable. So I'm going to try to give him the benefit of the doubt. But this scene was not good. It was not good for him. Are Quad and King still together? They appear to be. Now, I'm about to give y'all some insight because y'all know that I worked many, many years in an IVF clinic, right? And this is what Quad is doing. So King is at the table. He's eating rice and something, or he's about to take a bite of something. Who knows? He's staring at his phone. I guess this is supposed to be what's happening before Quad walks in the room. Quad comes in. She's high, like her energy is high. She's smiling. She's laughing, right? Good morning. Goes over, throws her arm around his neck. When she hugs him, he makes a face. I'm thinking, I don't know if he's awkward. Y'all are saying awkward. Some of you are. But in my head, I was like, that's the type of face you make when you don't like some fucking body. Personally, that's what it looked like. But maybe he just needs to get his facial expressions better. Then he acts like he can't eat anything now. Quad starts teasing him. I see you're eating my food. You eating my leftovers? He said, I don't even eat your food. But now he's making it out like I don't eat anything you cook. We know that Quad made some money doing cookbooks and seasonings and things. So even with that, I was like, well, damn, is that what you want to say? Because she has cookbooks out there. So if you want to help her in the scene, it seems to me you would be saying, I love it when you cook. Okay. I gave my mama your cookbook. Do something to promote her shit. He doesn't do that. He says, I don't eat anything you fucking cook. And again, for me, it seemed just a little off. I didn't know. I didn't understand it. Okay. Now she says something else about cooking. And he says, I'm not going to have this conversation with you for an hour. We're done with the cooking conversation. We're done with the eating conversation. Again, it seemed rude. I don't know. I'm asking. He just seemed like he didn't want to participate. You're filming. And then after he says that, he says, is it time for you to take your shot? Because I can tell something's off, like she is in a bad mood. And she makes a comment, what, am I raging? Or you think that the shots are making me hormonal? And he says, yeah, it's making you hormonal. Nothing about that 5-second conversation gave any impression of her being hormonal at all. And she's like, well, it makes me cry, but that's it. Now, the shots do make you hormonal. That's true. That it really does. It makes you, your emotions go up and down. But that's not what happened in the scene. And that's why I was confused by it. I was like, he's gaslighting her. He's gaslighting her. He's making cracks at stuff that should be a little more sensitive. Anyway, after she goes through all that, they go to the bathroom together. And she says she's going to give herself her own shot. And he said, big Quad, afraid of needles. Big Quad, afraid of needles. And she said, I'm not afraid of needles. I just don't want you to give me the shot, which is fair. Shit, I don't want you poking me with this needle. I'll do it to myself. Anyway, while she's going through all that, we're getting this conversation, these flashbacks. We see her with Dr. Jackie, and she said, I'm going through IVF treatment. Dr. Jackie is monitoring my medication protocol and her results, her injection results in the office, right? So she's reading everything and letting her know if the medication is working. Fine. Then Quad says, but when it's time for my egg retrieval, I fly 12 hours to Ghana for a 15-minute procedure, is what she is saying, because the procedure is about 15 minutes, okay? Assuming nothing goes wrong. It's a 15-minute procedure. So she said, I go to Ghana for my egg retrieval. And I'm like, why would she go all the way to Ghana? Like, you are 2 weeks in the state, maybe, and then you got to get on the first thing smoking to Ghana? Why would you do that? King just might be a madman. Blame it on Dr. G. Okay. Maybe he's being paid to be Quad's TV man. Maybe. Anyway, she says she got to fly back to Ghana. And then he makes a comment. What else did she say? Oh, he makes a comment where he says, I spent my whole life trying not to get a woman pregnant. Okay. Trying to dodge that bullet. And Quad is like, well, that's not a bullet. It's a blessing. And he went, in disguise. No, that's not how you want to have this conversation. Anyway, I'm telling y'all, if y'all go back and look at it, I know sometimes we skip over this kind of stuff, but if you go back and look at it, there's something very unnatural about that scene. Okay. Anyway, he has the same personality, the same sense of humor as Greg does to me. If that shit got on Quad's nerve when she was with Greg, it's gonna get there. Okay, she just wait. But anyway, I don't know what's happening here. She says she's been through 2 egg retrievals so far, both of them done in Ghana. I think it's a red flag, period. The other thing that she said that was a red flag is that she is doing egg retrievals only. She's not making embryos. He makes a comment like, it's costing me a lot of money to fly to Ghana, but they didn't say anything about making embryos. She said, I'm just doing egg retrievals. Why? Why? That means they're putting them in the freezer. So maybe King could be the father, maybe not. Maybe she's going to do the procedure and she's having it done in Ghana to make sure that her records don't get released in the United States, but maybe she's going to do some sort of donor. There's something else going on, I promise. I hate to be the conspiracy theorist, but nobody goes to Ghana for an egg retrieval, period. Okay? And that's on facts. Anyway, in confessional, King brings it on home by saying, if we can have a baby, great, with all the money I'm spending. But if it doesn't work out, then I could have just bought another car. Dirty work. Hey there, Cheryl the Pearl, my Ohio sister. Come on in. You guys, we got Miss Cheryl the Pearl. Please say hello to her. She is helping out with moderating. I appreciate you. Anyway, in the next scene, we have Miss Brandy. Brandy meets up with Contessa at her party space. I guess everybody's coming to visit Contessa to do these scenes with her because she said she can't get Scott to help her with shit. So now we have Brandy in the party space. This is the day of the party. Brandy was bringing her, I guess she's going to do maybe some shots or injections because she brought like her kit and she pushes it inside. Clearly, oh girl is about to get her shit done, right? And she's all excited and happy. Contessa, again, who seems like she's on cloud 9, showing off the space. Oh, I love how y'all did the records and the this and the other thing. She makes a comment to her wedding planner. She said, "Are you married?" And the lady said, "No." And she says, "Well, when you find a man that you want to be with, never tell him I got it, because he's going to take advantage of that and he's going to assume that you always have it." This is what she's saying on her birthday, on the day where she has hundreds of people coming through, right? Made no sense. None whatsoever. Anyway, in confessional, she makes the comment, I guess the producers are asking her, how's everything going? She said, Scott doesn't help me with anything. He always assumed I got it. And then they give us this flashback of Contessa coming into the house, I guess after a hard ass day of work and whatever else she has going on. And Scott says, "I thought you said you was going to bring some ice cream." I thought you said you were going to bring me some ice cream. Okay. I don't give a shit what you had going on outside. I don't care how hard your day was. What I told you to do is what you're supposed to do. Okay. So Contessa said at the end of the day, Scott is just a man who, is he a good provider? I guess, but he lacks common sense. He's very smart, but he lacks common sense. Basically saying that he has been unable to read Contessa and what her needs and wants are. And she's been married to the man for over 20 years. So she doesn't appear the happiest, okay? Come on in. Baby Peaches is in the house. What's up, Baby Peaches? Baby Peaches is a member. If you guys are interested, please click the link at the top. Also, Cheryl the Pearl is a member, and I appreciate both of these ladies for supporting me and my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So anyway, she's making little jabs at Scott the entire time. The entire time. It's not something that you would miss. It's not something that you would think, oh, she's being cute and funny. No, she wasn't being cute and funny. She's basically saying that he's damn near worthless. Okay? He's damn near worthless, almost like she feels like she's in this marriage by herself. There's certain things that married people know. You know what I'm saying? When you hear people say certain things. You've been married for 20 years. You got a party that you are planning for yourself. Scott is nowhere to be seen. So yeah, you have a event planner, but you're overseeing the event planner. Scott's not even around to handle that. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that somebody will take off your plate so that you can enjoy yourself at your party, and she didn't get a chance to do that. And that's what she's pissed about. Anyway, now we are here. We are at the day of the party, okay? And everyone is dressed up in their afros, their go-go boots, child. What else they got on? Sequins, platform shoes. Everybody got on something that's supposed to be 70s-esque. Everybody except for Dr. Damon. Dr. Damon showed up in a polo, a blue polo, and a pair of looked like khakis, okay? And he could have gave a damn. Heavenly says in her confessional, damn, Damon, if I knew you was gonna come, without your costume on, I would have wouldn't got you something. He said, I wasn't wearing that shit no way. So you ain't got to worry about getting me anything. I had no intention of wearing it. But everybody else was decked out. Toya, actually, let me say this too. Curtis sees Simone and he didn't know what to do. Y'all know Curtis got in trouble for putting his arms or his hands on Heavenly's waist and on Toya's waist. So when he sees Simone, he was about to touch her, and then you could tell he got hesitant. And Simone said, Curtis, you can touch me. I'm not going to play that shit like Toya. He said, oh, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So he ends up hugging her. But y'all know they're good friends. But I just thought that shit was funny. I said, not him not knowing what to do with his hands, child. That was funny. Anyway, now everybody's in their huddles. And Toya tells Simone that Dr. Contessa got robbed. Okay, she said, take a look around. Does this look like $40,000? And Simone was like, hell no. $40,000 where? And look, Toya said, exactly. There isn't anything up in this motherfucker that looks like $40,000. I wouldn't have paid for it. Simone says the most I've ever paid for a party was $5,000. And that was for both of my sons to have a college graduation party together. That was their graduation party together. That's the most I've ever paid. And I won't pay a penny more than that. Okay. So the two of them are ragging hard on Contessa. I haven't seen Contessa make any posts about how she has money and nobody else does. So thank God she's keeping that shit on the show. Hey, Dyrese, welcome to the chat. Anyway, in confessional, Contessa said that Scott better not take any credit for anything that she has going on in this party. He better not fix his lips to say it, period, okay? Scott tells the producers, I don't want to take credit for this. And he says, in his defense, he defends himself. He said, listen, a player knows his player wife. And he says, if I would have attempted to help her or throw her a party or do anything, she wouldn't have fucking liked it anyway. So why am I going to waste my time doing something I know would never meet her standards? Okay. So that's why I was asking y'all. At first I was like, maybe Scott's a horrible mother. But at the end of the day, he said, I know Contessa. I know there isn't anything I could have done for her that she would have appreciated. So I would rather watch her fuss, cuss, and act a fool about getting here. Because when she does it, she's the happiest, period. Okay. Come on in. Welcome. Now Toya has her stuff together. Right. Because look, when Toya was spending money on parties and all that shit, everybody was telling Toya, you are working this man to the ground. Even her mama and daddy came to the show. And I don't think we've seen them often, maybe once or twice. But I do remember her mama and daddy saying, Toya, we didn't raise you like this. Get a job, Toya. That shit was horrible for them. That might have been what kicked them off the show. Hey, Bama girl, welcome to the chat. Anyway, after he says that, we get a scene where Toya starts making little jabs towards Scott. And she said, listen, we all know you didn't have anything to do with this party. You just cut it out, okay? You didn't help her. You didn't try to throw it. And Scott can feel the shade. He knows exactly what's going on. But Scott said, listen, the men always cut the check, right? A jab at Toya and Toya's pockets. Even though Toya got money, people love to remind Toya, bitch, you live off your man, okay? Not the other way around, okay? And it turned out that it is the other way around. But people say that to her. Now we have Scott in confessional, both Scott and Toya, or excuse me, both Scott and Contessa. And Scott says, do you think I care about what these cackling hens have to say about me and this party? I don't care what she thinks. I don't care what any of them thinks. The whole time he's saying this, Contessa has this big smile on her face when she was the one who literally rolled this entire conversation out. She's just sitting there smiling like she forgot she brought the shit up. Girl, nobody would be having this conversation if it wasn't for you. But he said, I don't care what them cackling ass hens have to say. Who cares? Okay. Next up, we have Heavenly. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie are trying to play around with the young ladies. Mimi and Angel. Angel's one of the new girls. I don't remember what Angel does. I think she's like, she does something at the hospital, but I don't know what. Anyway, Heavenly tells the new girls, y'all ain't built like us. We did everything for our man. Am I right, Jackie? Jackie was backing him up. That's right. That's right. Okay. Then you hear Heavenly say, we even bend over for our man. And Dr. Jackie, she said, we'll bend the fuck over for our man. Jackie repeats it like, she says something where she's like, that's right, we'll fucking, they bleep Jackie out. Before she finishes though, she looks at Heavenly like, bend over what, right? She turns her head like, why would you say that? Mimi and Angel do the same exact thing. They're like, girl, bend over what? Anyway, Heavenly goes, bend over backwards. We bend over backwards for our man. And Jackie went, yeah, that's true. That's true. Heavenly said, but you young bitches, y'all don't do shit. Y'all don't do nothing for your man. And then you hear Angel say, I busted wide open for mine. I don't know what Angel's bringing to the table. It's giving Rap City vibes. It's giving Rap City vibes. But that was Angel's contribution. I think that's the only time I heard Angel speak this entire 45 minutes or whatever amount of hours this show is on. Angel, that was the only line I heard Angel say. I busted wide open for mine. What a debut, Angel. What a debut, girl. Anyway, what else happened? In confessional, Jackie said, Heavenly likes to talk a lot of shit about what she does for Damon, but she doesn't do anything, child. Damon does not get any of the catering that Dr. Heavenly likes to think she's doing for him or want us to think she does for him. Okay. Is Toya still in that wine business? They haven't shown it as a storyline. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if she is. She very well could be. Let me see. You ask a good question. Let's just look up Toya's page. Yeah, it's still on her page. Toya's wine collection. So she probably still gets a percentage from that if people are buying alcohol from her. Anyway, in the man huddle, we hear Dr. Eugene say that he works at 5 different hospitals that is over 2 hours away from his home. So he has to like live in a hotel, or he stays in a hotel. At least, he said, he stays in a hotel at least 5 days a week. But he said 5 hospitals, not 1, 5. Dr. Eugene has to be the hardest working man ever, ever. I can't imagine being in spaces with that many personalities every single day, and then having to, adjust yourself with each hospital, because every job has its own, environment, its own vibe, right, its own culture. So he said, yeah, I just go back and forth between the hospitals, make my money, come back home on the weekends. And then he told everybody that every one of the nurses at all 5 hospitals have told him they want him to work there permanently, right? And while he's saying this, who is it? I think it is Cecil. Cecil said, let me see the pictures of those nurses, okay? What the fuck you got going on over there where every nurse is telling you they want you to stay there permanently? Toya, pay attention, child, because those nurses want doctors for husbands. That's the truth. Anyway, in the confessional, Eugene and Toya are there. And Toya said, who are these nurses again? He said, they're just being nice, Toya. They just said, they're just saying that they appreciate my temperament and what I do for the hospital. She said, some of them are even men. She said, really? He said, yeah. She said, what's the name of the male nurse? He said, Paul. Paul is his name. She went, child, look, I don't think that Eugene would cheat on her, though. I really don't. But Toya, you might want to have it so that Eugene has one job close to home, okay? Because that's some shit you can actually control. What you got going on right now, sis, is too much. But you guys are young enough to do this right now. Are they young enough? Toya might be in the age where you got to stop this shit, to be honest, okay? Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You got your invite late. Well, you're here now, boo. Get yourself something to eat, child, and get yourself a cold beer, okay? Then Scott ends up giving Contessa a birthday speech. It was one of the saddest speeches of all time. Look, he brings Contessa up. He gets on the microphone and he says to Contessa, my mama told me that you are a lot like Rose from the Titanic. Then he said Rose was the type of person who ended up coming back on the boat to die with her man. And Quad said in confessional, bitch, why is it that we always got to get with a man who wants us to have a struggle of, okay? We got to prove ourselves by going down to the bottom in order to be with this man. Can we not just have a healthy relationship where I respect you and you respect me? I shouldn't have to prove my damn self to that degree. And she's not lying. His saying that at 20 years of marriage is actually ugly. I didn't like it. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She might want to get a job to keep him home more, to be one of those nurses. Toya makes, from what I heard, Toya makes close to $1 million a season. They film 15 episodes a season. Within that 12 episodes, I believe it's between 4 to 6 months. Who else do you know that makes $1 million in 6 months? Toya makes a lot of money. At this point, Toya is just trying to take all the money from everybody else because Dr. Eugene doesn't even have to work. It's not like they're poor. I'm never going to put Toya on the level of everybody else. Toya is above and beyond everybody else. Toya I think, makes more money than anybody else on the show. That's what I think. Toya spends $2 million a season. I don't know. She is driving an electric, what is it? Aston Martin. She has a baby blue Aston Martin. It's an electric car. I said, no, she don't. Toya is wearing her money for sure, but they have it. They're never going to be on anybody else's level. They are above and beyond. And we shouldn't even don't even talk about them like they in the Poe house. They ain't. None of them are, but Toya in particular. I don't know why she requires Eugene to work like that. And I don't even know, maybe Eugene wants to. Maybe Eugene feels like he's not a man unless he's bringing in what Toya brings in. Because he did say Toya makes more than him. They did build a new home, but I promise you it's paid. I promise you it's paid. Anyway, after that, we get Contessa. Contessa gathers the ladies in another huddle. When they're in the other huddle, Angel, the newbie, this is the second thing she said after saying busted wide open. She actually asked Contessa if she wanted her husband to throw her a party and if she was okay that he didn't. And Contessa said, I have no regrets. And Scott would have thrown me a party in the damn backyard. So no, I'm very happy that Scott didn't have anything to do with this. Okay. That's how she puts it. Toya says, well, why wouldn't you just tell him what you want, bitch? Because clearly you do have a problem with him not participating or throwing the party or thinking to throw you a party in your 49 years. So why wouldn't you just say, hey, girl, or, hey, Scott, why don't you throw me a party? This is what I want it to look like, because that's what I would do with Eugene. He ain't getting away with not doing something for me. Okay. Contessa said that she's been married for 20 years and she knows Scott like the back of her hand. She knows exactly what he would give her. So she's not going to fool with him at all, period. Okay. Simone says, yeah, you do know that you taught him how to treat you, correct? You do know that if you've never moved the bar, then he has no reason to move the bar. So you got exactly what you taught, which is an interesting thing to say because Simone is living in the very hell that she taught, correct? You taught Cecil that and you taught Michael and Miles that, okay? Heavenly just sat on the side and smiled and watched that little tennis match between Contessa and the rest of the ladies. And Heavenly said, bitch, I learned, okay, not to talk about Contessa and anything that's going on with her marriage because these heifers are going to find out Contessa is going to flip out on them soon enough. And she's not lying, okay? Come on in, hit the like button, share the video, please and thank you. All right, now we are here at the scene that everybody wants to hear, okay? Cecil and Simone, they are coming home, and I think she drives an Aston Martin too, but they are driving home, and they didn't know that their boys were there. At least that's what they want us to know in TV land. We see the boys at Simone and Cecil's house, and they are, I don't know if they're heating up food or I don't know if they brought the food with them. They are making drinks from the bar, the family bar. But they have some sort of pasta and pizza and Texas toast that they are putting on the table for their parents, right? And when Simone walks in the house, her and Cecil, they're happy to see him. They're like, oh, wow, thanks, y'all. They come in. And Simone was like, you want me to make you a plate, Cecil? Michael said, bitch, we got it. Okay, mama, come on in, child. You ain't got to do nothing. Let me heat this plate up for you, though, because it's not hot enough. He goes in, heats the plates up, sit it down, because he's trying to butter her up. He has a question for her, okay? He said, listen, y'all saw us all the way through graduation, and now it is our turn to graduate y'all, okay? Now, I don't know what he meant by that, because typically graduating your parents mean that you're going to do something for them. But that's not how little Cecil, because I think he looks a lot like Cecil, except for he got his mama's mouth. And he wore braces for many, many years, child. But Michael sits down and he tells his mama, actually, let me start. Simone says to Michael, how does it feel to graduate? Because this is an important part. How does it feel to graduate? And Michael says, it doesn't feel like nothing. It feels like any other day of the week, right? And this is an important question. Everybody should get asked this question when you achieve something. You have a goal, you achieve it. That's how you know to achieve the next goal and the next goal after that. So she's doing what she's supposed to do. But Michael says, F the graduation and the goal conversation. I'm not about the goals, bitch. Unless that goal includes me getting a new car. And he starts the conversation off with, I know you're tired of seeing me driving that old Jeep. Oh. Can y'all hear me now? Okay, I don't know what happened. So Michael says to his mama, Michael says to his mama, I know you're tired of me driving that old Jeep. And she said, very tired. Okay. Very tired. And I don't know if she's saying that like to be facetious, like, bitch, you trying to hit me up for this car? I'm going to take it as her being facetious because why else would she say it? So he goes, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And she said, funny you should mention that. I have been doing a little twerking, a little tweaking of the budget. And she gets up to go get an iPad. And he tells her, Mama, don't bring anything back to this table that's going to make me take your plate and feed it to the dogs, is what he says. Don't you do anything that's going to piss me off. And I want to point this out because we have seen over the last couple of days kids who, I don't know, they have a lot of wealth, their family has wealth, because they're so entitled, they don't know where to draw the line, right? And they end up harming their parents. But even him saying, don't make me feed your plate to the dog. Anyway, Simone laughs. Maybe that's just how they joke. She laughs, she goes get her thing. And when she goes to bring her iPad back, Miles is sitting at the table and he said, Mama, don't. He already knows that this isn't going to go well. He literally says, anything that has to do with a budget, a credit card, anything, don't bring it up. Please don't bring it up. Simone says, why not? It's the truth. Okay? It's the truth, and we should be able to fucking talk about it. That's how Simone says it. Anyway, Michael doesn't want to hear it. And I mean, it's written all over his face. He's sitting there sucking his fucking teeth and looking off to the side, refuses to look his mama in the face, okay? Doesn't even look his mama in the eye. And I said then, I don't know what some of these people are made of. I really don't, because I swear to y'all, I've not seen this kind of interaction with Black children and mothers and fathers either. Typically, even if they're grown, because they are grown, before, when he would have sucked his teeth and turned his body to the side, like, I don't want to hear it, to his mama, the daddy who's right there, like in my experiences, daddy to be like, let me talk to you. We ain't even gonna do this. Let me talk to you, okay? Before this shit gets out of control, because somebody got to be able to read the mama. You know what I'm saying? And the only person who's able to read his mom is Miles. Miles was praying to God, the heavens, the universe. Please, God, don't let that mother say anything else that's going to get her to this place. In the same way Miles know how to read his mama, Cecil should know how to read his wife. And he does not know how. Okay, come on in. Paid over $300,000 for that condo. Facts. Paid it outright. We got it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just have to pay us a certain amount of money, but this is your spot. I swear to you, look, my sister is laughing, but I'm telling you, I don't give a shit what was happening in the world. When something was going on and there was a man in the house, they could be reading the newspaper. They pull it aside like this to take a glance like, bitch, did I hear you right? Hey, come on, let's talk, boy. Okay, we're going to go outside and talk for a minute. I'll bring him back. And when he come back up in this motherfucker, I promise you, he's going to be all ears, no mouth. Okay? Cecil was sitting there smirking. He looks at Michael like he's a messiah or something. I don't know. I was sitting there like, you're not handling this situation at all. When Simone flips out at the end, and when he's like, wait a minute, who you talking to? She said, motherfucker, we don't think alike. We don't do shit alike. And her saying at the very end of the show, I want a divorce. I felt all that. That's accurate. I want a divorce, bitch. I already talked to my attorney, okay? But little Cecil in his smart ass mouth, after saying this whole buying a car shit, right? Hold on. I don't feel sorry for Simone. She created that mess. Plus, she bought him a Tesla. I'm not saying I feel sorry for her for sure, but I am gonna say she did create the mess, but she does have a lousy ass husband. Okay. Now, I ain't saying you should divorce or not. That's your fucking business. But you do have a lousy ass husband, because those three men, they should know better. At some point, Simone is going through and she says, Michael, you spent $60,000 by yourself last year. And Michael said, are you really going to bring up this credit card bill to me? He doesn't have a job that pays him $60,000, but he says, it's not like I didn't work. Are you telling me that you worked to pay that $60,000, or you ran up $60,000 in charges for your mama to pay? Because the idea, Michael, the idea that you think your little whatever part-time job, because I can't even imagine you work a full-time job, the idea that your part-time minimum wage ass having job is somehow on the same level with what your mama spends is wild. And the fact that you, again, fixed your mouth to say it and your daddy didn't grab you by your lips and twist them, okay? That's the old school way. Your lips would be pulled like Daffy Duck, and then somebody would release them and they smack back against your face. That is how people, that I've seen that shit happen in my family. Somebody would turn your mouth to make sure you didn't say shit else. Michael is definitely entitled. He is spoiled. He is ungrateful. He's a whole lot of fucking things. Okay? Come on in. Come on in. Anyway, she says, listen, all I'm saying to you, especially since you want me to buy you a new car, if it was me, I wouldn't try to argue with the person that you want to buy the new car. He still doesn't get it. Doesn't click for him at all. And then she's like, well, what do you plan on doing? I know you want to go to law school next year. So have you thought about how you're going to get that paid off, or what's the plans to get income for that? He looks at her and says, for what? You got it. You got it. Cecil tries to intervene just a little bit here. Not a lot, though. He goes, Michael, what I think your mother is saying, no. That's not what you should have said, though. You should have said, Michael, calm your ass down. You might not make it to law school because we're going to have to put you in a grave. You got to say something to let this boy connect to the fact that he's not living in real life. He's living in a very imaginary fucking world. Anyway, he says to Simone, in the city that MLK used to stomp in, okay? He says to her, do you think white parents do this to their children? You think that the white parents pay for their kids to go to school? They pay for those advantages. Simone says, bitch, what about the white kids who get the free ride and all their schooling paid for, and they still ain't shit? They don't amount to shit. They don't do shit. That's not what I'm raising here. For all of their lives, at least for all of the part I've heard on this show, Simone has constantly said that she didn't want to raise no soft ass, punk ass children. Okay. She's said that a couple of times. Now I might be putting a spin on it, but I definitely heard her say some shit like that. Yes, clone, you heard me. Michael's very disrespectful. Vibrant Nubian, I saw it. I saw a whole lot of shit. So she's still trying to be calm, though. She's still like being very measured. She's still thinking and processing all of the things that she wants to say to see if this fool will hear her. And the only person who hears her is Miles. Miles, I swear to God, is the only person who keeps doing this and nodding his head. And he wants his mama to look at him like, I get it. I understand. I do. Not her raggedy ass son, though. Not Michael. Simone says, Michael, because Cecil tries to take over the conversation, which she lets him get it out. And she said, baby, I'm the only one with a doctorate at this table. Okay? Now I'm pulling motherfucking rank, bitch. Out of everybody here, I got a damn doctorate degree. I'm a doctor, okay? And she said, baby, I got loans. I got scholarships, okay? I did the work. This is what she wants y'all to recognize. I worked hard for my shit, period. And he says to her, kid you not, you got to know when to shut the fuck up. I say this all the time. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. This little raggedy, lousy ass son of hers says, well, that's because grandma couldn't pay it. But you can. You can pay it. So why wouldn't you? Okay? Now Simone is lost. She's gone. Okay? She's gone even here. And she says, does anybody give a fuck about the only person here who's trying to retire? And you hear Miles say, I do. I care about you, mama. I'm the only one who cares. Cecil doesn't say it. And Michael doesn't say it. Only Miles. But Miles has the whole side of his face turned to his mama right now. He doesn't even look at her. She is fuming. And she's like, Michael, you are really entitled. While she's saying this, Cecil says, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. He is right. We are blessed. We are blessed. So there might be a way, you know what I'm saying, for us to help. And she looked over at Cecil like, God motherfucking damn. Okay, Cecil, it's not like you don't have context clues. She was erupting like a fucking volcano and she was sitting right beside you. If Cecil is drinking this much to the point of where he can't recognize that that woman is about to lose her fucking mind, either way, Michael stands up. He said, I'm done with this conversation. Michael stands up and says, I'm done with this conversation. Simone said, I don't care if you're done. I don't care if you're done, because you ain't really done, bitch. You'll be back tomorrow or the next day. Don't tease me with a good fucking time. I know you, okay? You're going to need something from me in minutes, not in days or months, minutes. So go on ahead and be done. Go on outside and come bring your ass back in the house. But she stood up on Michael too, or she stands up too, like, I am tired, because Cecil, even now that you see that this woman is pissed, he still takes his son's side. All he was trying to say is what? Simone said, I don't give a fuck what he was trying to say. I hear him. The point of what I'm trying to get him to understand is I could die tomorrow. And Cecil says, it's true the good Lord could take you. It's true that the good Lord could take you before he finishes law school. But right now, you do have the money. It's true the good Lord could take you, but you do have the money. So we should be, we should give it to him. I'm sorry. That's too much. But she gets up. Come on in, child. Y'all saw that shit. That was some raggedy, dirty, nasty, low down, no good bullshit. Cecil. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Simone gets up and she is fucking pissed, y'all. And at this point, the conversation is over. I'm not sure how the cameramen stayed in the room because they had to keep them cameras up. Y'all know they're not allowed to take the cameras down or the mics down, but they had to be scared as a motherfucker. Okay, that's all I kept thinking was, I bet you they are shaking in their boots. They couldn't wait to wrap up and get the fuck up out of there. Anyway, Simone basically tells Michael that she's done. She said, I give y'all every fucking thing. Everything that I have, I give to y'all. Okay. And she's screaming. And Cecil makes a smirk when she walks around him to go up the steps. He looks down at her and smirks and then looks over at his fucking idiot son. And the two of them lock eyes. And I said, Cecil, that's why she can't catch a break. Okay. But she said, I give y'all everything that I have, I give to y'all. And y'all have no respect for me. And she's not lying. I can't even scream out the way this woman was screaming out. From what I heard, because Heavenly said, listen, it was worse than what we saw. She ended up telling everybody at the table, fuck you, and fuck you. Okay, to the sons and to Cecil. She basically let them all have it. She was screaming at the top of her lungs, went on upstairs. I know a Simone. You know what I'm saying? I know a few Simones. I know how they get down. Shit, I might be a Simone. I don't know. I could be. Clone, don't put nothing in the chat, okay? Let everybody just, use their imagination. He might not qualify for loans, but he can work his way through law school. Does not matter. I don't know. I just would say, why not try? You know what I'm saying? Why not try? Why would y'all let her get to this point on screen? And then I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I heard the little live that they did, right? Where they came on as a family to basically say they just had a moment and everything's good. They don't have any problems. They laugh more than they, fight and cry. That's what they wanted people to think. Lady Di, you are far from Simone. You don't play that mess. Oh, no, I don't play that part of the mess. I'm saying when you flip out and you go off, sometimes you just flip out and go off. You know what I'm saying? But same scenario after the Fletchers. And we're going to see Nell get after Chris Fletcher next week, right? Come on. Hey, Kevin, nice to see you, hon. Welcome. Anyway, there's a thing that they did on live where Simone is trying to boss up for the family. There was a couple of things that she said in that live. Number one, there's a conversation she's having with Michael about money, right? And she said, me and your dad both have a retirement account. He has one, I have one. Mine is not fully funded. I need to get my account fully funded, and it would be fully funded if I wasn't taking care of y'all. And if I mix up the conversations between the live and the show, it is what it is. But she's trying to tell him that. And then he says something like, I had a chance, Michael says, I had a chance to read through the comments. This is how we know that she is raising a little terrorist, a real life terrorist, okay? He has the same type of entitlement and privileged thinking as like a Steve Bannon or a Trump Jr. Motherfuckers who ain't really done nothing in life, you know what I'm saying? Except be the son of a motherfucker who got a title, right? He has that type of thinking. He thinks that way. Anyway, he says, I was reading through the comments, you know what I'm saying? And I saw somebody say, I paid for my daughter to go to college and I paid for her undergrad degree, but she bought her own car. And then he says, I was almost about to type, are you sitting on $1 million? Are you sitting on $1 million? And I literally was like, she might be sitting on 5 million. You do know that Simone is regular rich, right? You do know she's regular rich. The bitch has a retirement fund. She's trying to fully fund. For you to say your retort is she sitting on $1 million? Like your mama is the top dog of all the millionaires, right? That's not the point the lady was making. The lady was making the point that her daughter has enough respect for her as her mama to say, I appreciate that you bought me my education. I will find a way to buy my own car. She has enough respect for herself to do it too. You don't. You don't have that respect, Michael. And you are so slow in the head because I don't even think at this point, it's way more than entitlement. There's something else going on with you. You're dumb, okay? You're dumb, which is embarrassing to your parents because they pride themselves on their education. Morehouse, Spelman, they talk about it all the fucking time. It was really embarrassing for them when Miles went to Morehouse and he got kicked out for his grades. And it was embarrassing for them when your ass went to a whole different school. You didn't even choose one of the black colleges. This is letting us know already that you're not doing what you're supposed to do in life as their children. And they keep trying I'm not saying they don't love y'all, but y'all do have an entitlement and a privilege in your mind, especially Michael, unlike anything I've ever seen before. I didn't even know it was possible. They are exactly like the Fletchers to me. Nell is the breadwinner. I don't know. I hear you, but I don't know about that part. I don't think they're exactly like the Fletchers. But I understand. I mean, it's the same shit that's playing out, but the Fletcher kids got fucking jobs, okay? I know they bought them one car, but they didn't buy them cars back to back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? This is just dirty work on all levels. Michael's bridge doesn't go to the other side. He is in the middle of the ocean, rich and dysfunctional. Facts. But anyway, after all of that, Simone does let us know, or maybe Michael let us know, that Simone has bought him a Tesla. Okay. He thought that was important to share with the folks. And he again says, I had a job. I had a job. I don't know why people think I don't work, because it doesn't matter what the fuck you was doing on your job, sir. Your $200 a week doesn't amount to the money your mama makes. It doesn't amount to the money you actually live off of. Okay, that's the real thing. Do you live off the money you make, or does your mama supplement 95% of it? You got to grow up. That's what she's trying to tell you in a very polite way. Cecil seems to think that y'all get there in your 30s or 40s. Now, the other day, somebody said, please don't put these damn boys off on us queens. And you are right. Okay. I said, I hope that y'all find 2 or 3 good women that y'all can move through and grow up. I think that you are always going to be one of them boys who never figures it out, unfortunately. Michael said that he wanted to be known. That's what Cecil used to say. I had a job. Oop. Michael even has those ugly veneers. They are huge chiclets. Anyone notice? I thought that he had, did he get his braces off early? $60,000 on a credit card is no joke. And if you spend $60,000 on a credit card and you're only bringing in, I don't know, $20,000 a year, maybe, that's a problem. He didn't say what he made, but my guess would be he didn't say it because it doesn't amount to shit. You know what I'm saying? They are in their 20s. They are in their 20s. And I'm thinking they're somewhere like between 27 and 24. I think they're about 3 years, 2 or 3 years apart. Anyway, sorry ass scene. And I actually like that Simone tried to go live and, do a little PR spin and say, we're good now. But she did say in her live when she was talking to Cecil, she said, Cecil, don't act like, here was the other thing that really got me. Here's the other thing that really got me. She said, Cecil, don't act like we didn't spend all of 2025 or whenever they film all of 2024. I think it was this year, though, talking about the possibility of divorce, about the difficulties we were having in our marriage and how we might solve those difficulties, like getting a divorce. She shut Cecil's mouth right up. Cecil tried to make it seem like, why would you say you wanted to divorce me? That was very hurtful. She was like, bitch, I was telling you that to your face. She says that. And she also said the reason, catch this, the reason her and Cecil were having difficulties is because of their grown ass sons who don't even live in their house. Can you imagine your parents divorcing when you grown as fuck? You're not even little kids. She's going to divorce him over the big kids. I don't know. I don't know how you help people get a conscience. I don't know what steps is required for that, but people need to have a good sense of self and some shame and some conscience, like a conscience. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Cecil was worried about public perception versus his own wife's feelings. Well, she put the kibosh on that shit. I don't know. If my parents were arguing and they said that we're almost at divorce court because of y'all, I would pull the fuck back. I wouldn't even want that on my spirit. I think that Miles is the only one in that family who probably is aware enough to say, I don't want to put this on my mama or my daddy. Not Michael. He don't get it. Um Anyway, that was that scene. Now we're moving on to Brandy's party. This is the end of the show. Okay. But yes, just so you know, grown kids listen to their parents say that they could divorce because of us. And he said, where's the car? Where's my new car? I don't give a shit. Anyway, now we have Brandy. Brandy is a nurse. She's one of the newbies on the show this season, and she is having a birthday party of her own. Okay, we just had Contessa's party earlier in the episode, and Brandy said, listen, I want to hang out with my girls. So she invites all of the cast, and she tells the girls that her husband is paying for them to have dinner. Okay, dinner and drinks are on her husband. So the ladies pile in one by one. They're all dressed up. They look cute, every single body, okay? Simone and Heavenly arrive first. And Simone tells Heavenly that she just had the fight of her life with her damn family. And anybody with the last name Whitmore need to give her 50 feet for about a month. She says she don't want to see none of the motherfuckers, okay? And she lets Heavenly know that Michael wants her to pay for law school. And she's bent out of shape. She don't even know what the fuck to do. And Heavenly said, if I was you, I wouldn't pay for the shit. If I was you, I would not pay for it. And this is interesting because Heavenly said in another live, I think it may have been a live with Carlos King, she said, I'm having the exact same problems with Alora. So Alora, who we also grow up on TV, beautiful baby. She's a grown woman now, but she's a beautiful girl. She said Alora's very spoiled. And we remember, I think last season, Heavenly and Dr. Daddy called Alora and said, we need to talk to you about this credit card bill. And she said, Mama, I'm busy. I got to go. And she hung that damn phone up. And she said she busy, Daddy. I was like, the hell if that's so. Y'all better turn them damn cards off. Put a budget on there of like $50 a week. That's a little bit of gas money for y'all if y'all get yourselves in trouble. But you ain't getting nothing else out of me. Anyway, while Heavenly lets Simone say, she says, say no more, bitch. I'm on your side. Don't give that little boy nothing else, okay? Simone just nodded her head, but she's letting everybody know she's in a mood, okay? Then Brandy comes in and all the rest of the ladies are coming in. When Brandy comes in, Heavenly says, so I know that you said your man is paying for all this. And we just came from a birthday party where Contessa dropped 40 bands on her shit and Scott didn't give her a dime. You think you want to ease up on telling all the ladies that your husband paying for it? She said, no. I will be letting everybody know that my husband's paying for this. I'm not going to sit up here and not share my good fortune because Contessa got a problem with Scott. Okay, that's her motherfucking problem, not mine. But I'm not going to downsize or make my shit small for her. Okay, never forget it. Anyway, Heavenly said, I know that's right. She high-fived Brandy and said, girl, sit your newbie ass down and watch what happens next, bitch, because I know Dr. Contessa, and she ain't lying. Heavenly has warned us every season about Dr. Contessa, both on the show and off the show. And Dr. Contessa proved Heavenly right in this scene. She said, baby, Contessa likes to play victim, and then she'll flip that shit and become a monster on your ass in no time flat. And she absolutely did, okay? Toya comes in, and Toya is head to toe designer, and she takes a look at the table, and she realizes, did y'all literally show up to this girl's birthday party wearing this shit? Okay. Not that they were dressed bad, child. They actually all look good, but apparently they weren't up to Toya's standards. This is Toya. Toya is literally giving us first season, second season, third season Toya. Toya sits her ass down in that seat. She's wearing this little leather short skirt and some sort of, I don't know, some sort of labeled a t-shirt. Anyway, she sits down, she gets herself a drink, and she makes this big smile because this is what makes Toya feel good, okay? She lands her eyes on Jackie. She lands her eyes on Jackie like, girl, you definitely could have done something better, okay? And Jackie Jackie smiles, but she gets in confession. She gets in confessional and said, this damn label fucking hoe. Jackie's cussing a lot this season, okay? Jackie called her a name brand label ass hoe, biatch, okay? This label brand biatch. She needs to go on somewhere, okay? Put some Zara on for once and stop spending all of motherfucking your husband's money, Eugene's money, is what she really wanted to say. When they get back to the table, Jackie says what she always say when she wants to make somebody seem small. Because y'all know Jackie likes to let people know she's a doctor, okay? So she looked at Toya and she said, Toya, this is what professionals wear. Everybody here is a professional. Except for you, bitch. You're a professional, lay on your back, but that's about it, okay? Did Jackie call her that for real? Yes, she did. She called her a brand name biatch. And earlier in the episode, she said the F word. She was repeating what Heavenly said, and she 100% said period. I rewound it. They bleeped it out, but Jackie said it. So Jackie right now, even she's giving, okay? Everybody was told to step your damn game right the up, okay? Anyways, Toya said, so are you saying everybody at this table is a professional? She said, everybody but you. Everybody but you, heifer, is a professional. Because we all know that Quad is not in the medical business, right? But she said, I'm gonna let Quad live. You're the person I'm talking about. And then Miss Toya said, well, as long as I'm not you, bitch, I'm okay with being me. And Jackie said, and as long as I'm not you, I'm okay with being me. Ciao. Anyway, Toya kept drinking. Toya kept drinking because that's what Toya do. All right, now we're on to the next one. Now Contessa lets all the ladies know in a way that didn't necessarily sound like she felt good about it, but she says, listen, I really like to have one-on-ones with people, and because I didn't get to have a one-on-one with everybody at my birthday, the next day, on Sunday, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 9 p.m., I had another get-together where I was cooking all day, right? And so everybody's like, well, bitch, I was at the party. We didn't wrap up until like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning. And you want us to think that you was cooking from 10 a.m. on down? And Contessa said, yeah. And then Toya said, well, what the fuck was Scott doing? Because I know he knows how to cook. And she said, he was smoking cigars. And everybody's sitting there like, Contessa, there's no way, girl. There's no way there's this much domestication in the world. If people were hungry, you order Uber motherfucking Eats or wherever, but I'm not cooking nothing. And if Scott, who did nothing at all day except put on a wig and a leopard ass pimp suit, couldn't get his ass out on the grill and cook for everybody, what's going on over there? Okay, we know better. So you better tell us something. Okay, because they all looked at her like she was crazy. Anyway, Heavenly keeps a straight face, and I want to make sure that I say this. Heavenly never smirks, she doesn't want Contessa to come for her for nothing. Heavenly looked at every single body and like she knew the storm was coming. I kid you not. And she was just like, are y'all paying attention to this? Anyway, after all that, Brandy took her cup and her spoon. Enough about you, Contessa. Let's get back to me. Okay, this is my birthday. I didn't let you go too fucking long, which makes Contessa pissed. She's pissed right now But Brandy says, I got my husband and my kids on the phone, and she picks her phone up and she puts them on FaceTime. She said, I need everybody to say thank you to my husband for buying us all dinner and having drinks and blah, blah, blah. And then everybody says thank you. And then Brandy says, thank you, babe. Okay, I'll talk to you. Thank you. Thank you, babe. Okay, thank you, babe. She says thank you to this man at least 15 fucking times on camera. And while she's doing this, Contessa gives a look like, bitch, did you stop me from talking? Did you stop me from complaining about Scott so that you can thank this man 1,000 fucking times? What is going on? Okay. Anyway, now the food is at the table. The food is there, the drinks are there, and Brandy says that they need to say a prayer. They need to say a prayer before they eat. Contessa says, let me back this up, my bad. While Brandy is saying thank you, thank you, thank you, actually, Contessa says, why is she thanking him so much? Why is she thanking him so much? Is this an expensive restaurant or something? She literally says this. Is this restaurant expensive? Because it looks like a regular old bar and grill to me, okay? It looks like a bar and grill to me. That's when Brandy say, can we pray before we eat? Can we pray before we eat? Contessa says, are we going to pray to God? Or are we going to pray to your husband for buying us dinner and drinks? She spanked the hell out of Brandy. Everybody gasped, okay? Because look, everybody except for Dr. Heavenly, because she fucking knew. Dr. Heavenly looked at Contessa, threw her hand up so she can get that high five. She said, bitch, I knew you was coming. Okay? They pop hands. Contessa said, girl, watch me work. Because what I'm not going to do is let this bitch thanking this man for this bullshit ass dinner at a plaza. This shit is connected to a fucking mall. You act like we are at some sort of 5-star restaurant. This isn't even Nobu. What are you doing, girl? Brandy was like, wait a minute. Just because you got problems with Scott doesn't mean that I can't love on my husband and I can't celebrate and appreciate my husband. She went, girl, I think we thank these husbands too damn much. Okay, this is some basic ass bullshit. That's what she said. There's at least 12 of y'all at this table that he got to pay for. She said this shit is as basic as it comes. That's number one. Number two, this isn't even a birthday party. I would have been so underwhelmed if Scott would have tried to pull some shit like this off for my party. Okay, so I'm gonna let you know. You're gonna have to either, I don't know, broaden your horizons, get your game up, child, and make sure this man meets you there. Because right now you're trying to convince all of us that this bare ass minimum bullshit is a big deal, and it's not. Bloop. I just want to say, Contessa, welcome back, girl. Okay, when you was in your victim era, it was real hard for me, child. I like this Contessa better. I like a mix. Okay? Basic, but her husband didn't do anything. She says at the table, because Toya does pipe in and said, bitch, why are you doing this to my friend Brandy? Okay? Because y'all know Toya get them free injections. So she's like, don't do that. Why are you doing this to my good friend Brandy? Okay? Just because Scott's not piping up or doing what he's supposed to do for you. She has a problem with it. Anyway, Brandy said, I didn't pay anything for this party. I paid $0. $0. And Contessa said, even if you didn't, bitch. And then Contessa pulls out her wallet. She said, even if you didn't, baby, I bought my own money because I didn't know what to expect. And now that I do, hell, I'll chip in. I'll buy my own shit. What I'm not going to have you do is go back and tell that man that you did anything for fucking me at this point. When I tell y'all, Contessa was on top of it, $5,000 to spend for her birthday dinner. Contessa said if Scott would dare do that to her, that would be a problem. Anyway, like I said, Toya tried to get her together, and she was like, You're mad because Scott isn't stepping up, and that's not fair for you to put all of this energy and anger over there on my girl, okay? Contessa denies it. Contessa's like, what are you talking about? Can't I just talk to my friends about what's going on? And it was more positive than negative. Why are you guys only remembering the negative stuff? This is what she says. Now Heavenly is like, I'm still not saying a word, but I am vindicated. And you are, girl. You're vindicated. Everything you said about that woman in this scene, she did. Okay? Everything. That you had a whole relationship with her and you kept trying to tell people. I swear to y'all, I thought the girl was dying. I was trying to figure out an exit plan for her. I was like, girl, if we get you over to the women's clinic, you know what I'm saying? They got some housing over there and you can stay in there for a little bit. And, we'll take the kids. I'll put one over there at Toya's house. I'll take one. She had a whole plan devised because she thought she was over there getting beaten down. And she said, I was so upset. I started crying. I called Jackie crying, thinking that she was having problems over there. And she's like telling me to stay the fuck out of her business. Now y'all have to see it for yourself. This is exactly who this woman is, okay? Anyway, Contessa said, basically, everybody's retelling her story wrong. And she wants her friends to only focus on the good stuff, not the negative stuff, okay? And Toya says, listen, this is what friends do, period. You complain all the time about Scott. So yes, this is what we're going to fucking focus on, okay? Anyway, plot twist after Toya says that. Contessa said, you complain to me all the time about Eugene. What is Toya complaining about Eugene for? I would think that Eugene is damn near the model husband. But she said, bitch, you complain to me all the time about Eugene. So do you want me to talk? Toya said, what if I do, bitch? What if I do? And then she said, can we please move on? Where's the cake? Toya screams out, bring the cake. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. I am tired of y'all hoes, okay? Anyway, everybody bursts out laughing at the table. Contessa ends up standing up and going over and hugging Toya. They break the ice. They just hug each other and they let it go down. But unfortunately, that's not where it ends. This is where we have Simone say to Contessa, she says, Contessa, have you ever had a time where, and before she can get the words out, Heavenly jumps in and says, we've all had a time. And Simone looks at Heavenly and said, I'm not, let me finish. I'm not talking to you. Heavenly was about to interject and share Damon news because everybody kept bawling out at the table. She almost shared some shit about Dr. Damon, which was shocking because Heavenly never does that. I don't even know if Simone was paying attention. Heavenly was about to drop tea and didn't happen because Simone piped her down. Anyway, Contessa says, listen, I've been married for 20 years and I'm not going to focus on the negative. I have a lot of friends that are divorced and who knows, you know what I'm saying? That's just not where I want to be. I'd rather have a ring than a Rolls Royce. Okay. This is her speech. And then she ends it with, so what? He's never thrown me a party or, he can't anticipate when I'm angry or hungry or in pain, all the shit that your partner's supposed to do. She said, but maybe in 30 years, he'll be able to. She's hilarious. Anyway, Simone says, bitch, I've been married for 29 years. And I promise you, if he ain't doing it now, he won't do it tomorrow. He won't do it 10 years from now. It's over. And then you hear Quad, because like I said, everybody was sharing. Quad said, listen, we ain't going to pretend like more than half of you bitches ain't on the verge of divorce. That's Quad. Quad ain't even married. And Quad says in confessional, bitch, I don't even know what made me say that. I don't know what made me say that. I'm not even married. I still got my ring in a safe and I got the Rolls Royce. So I don't know why I would have brought that energy to the table. But that's when Simone says, who here doesn't want to be married anymore? Or is it just me? Is it just me that don't want to be married anymore? And Dr. Jackie looked at Simone like she was an alien off from another planet. She was like, bitch, what is wrong with you? And Simone just held her face she was like this. I can't even do it. But she had this horrible looking expression on her face. And she said, yeah, I'm done with fucking Cecil, okay? This is it. Everybody at the table was like, no, we're not doing this again, Simone. Child, go on ahead and put them big draws on. You and Cecil gonna go to the grave together if I have anything to do with it. But everybody said, don't say that, Simone. Don't do this. Don't do this, Simone. And Simone said, do what? Do what? I already said it. I'm ready. Okay. Who got the name of a good attorney? Okay. And that was it. That was how it ended. I thought this was an excellent episode. It was a 10 out of 10. Absolutely recommend. Okay. But yeah, let me see what y'all had to say. Diana, I love your reviews. I don't have to watch the show because you're going to bring it. Listen, it's a gift. Anyway, that's how the show ended. It was a great episode. I'm hoping that they are able to keep up with these stories because they are very intense. Simone's story is intense. And I want to say Scott and Contessa, they are also very intense right now. Jackie she's trying to elevate, but she's not saying there's anything wrong with her and Cecil. Cecil actually has more of a storyline right now with how he's handling himself with the women and the men. So we shall see. Those women need to stop trying to make Simone happy in her marriage if she's not happy. Quad, you wasn't happy and you left. Quad was the first one to say, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. But Cecil and Quad are good friends. So that could be why she wanted to be on Cecil's side. Because Cecil actually said, I think in the last episode, that him and Quad are real cool and they talk a lot. But Simone gets mad when he talks to Quad when her and Quad aren't talking. Cecil, that's how where did Cecil come from? Could the aliens come back down and pick him back up and take him back up to the sky? Okay. He's so dumb. Oh my goodness. Anyways, you guys, that is it. Quad needs to tell her friend to man up. We shall see what happens next week. Right now, 10 out of 10. I love everybody on the show. Even though I talk about y'all, probably bad. I don't wish for anybody's family to break up because I really think that that's between you and God, okay? You, your partner, and God. But I am going to talk about you. That's why y'all make the big bucks over there, okay? Y'all make them big bucks so we can talk about you and keep you on the air. So y'all figure out how y'all want to work it. Anyway, that was it. That's all. I appreciate every single one of y'all for coming through. I'd like to thank all of my moderators, Cheryl the Pearl, Lady D Keys, Clone. I also think I saw Kevin Moore up in the house. Okay. Thank you to all of my members. I appreciate y'all when y'all come through as well to support. And of course, all of y'all who watch, okay? The family. I appreciate you guys. Let me put this screen up. Thank you for rocking with me. Hit the like button, share the video, all the things. Follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate everything and one of y'all, and I will check you on the next one. Bye-bye.